another one of our Mallorcan mini-series on Elke TV, and my name is Jennifer Clarke.
I'm Elke Clarke.
And right now we're standing in front of a really beautiful restaurant called Tramuntana, which actually is the mountain name here in Mallorca. And we wanted to say that this is a beautiful tapas restaurant that has amazingly beautiful looking food.
Yes.
Tapas is a really cool, actually they're called pinchos, and it's when you have a glass bar with a whole bunch of beautiful little pieces of bread with some sort of form of food on top. Shrimp, seafood, sausage, cheese, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And they have it all beautifully decorated and mounted so that it looks super delicious to eat. You can't walk by without wanting to try one.
Yeah. In fact, we've already had lunch, and now that we've passed by this place, we're thinking about going in and having a bit more because it's just so well presented. It just makes you want to have some. And that's what our Zazzle tip is for the day. What we want you to do is, now that you've made this beautiful product that you put up on Zazzle in your store, you need to be able to then make it enticing for people to want to buy it. And that's where your social media comes in and how you stage your products visually, whether that's through video or through photography, so that people will be very enticed to come and buy your particular product and see how they could possibly use it within their home or for their event. And so this particular restaurant is just such a perfect example of what you have to do with your Zazzle products. You have to stage them and make them so utterly irresistible that you couldn't possibly do anything but purchase that product.
So we wanted to say thank you so much for watching another one of our Mallorcan mini-series. Please leave any comments or questions down below. Please subscribe to us and check out our website at elkeclarke.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys all soon. Bye!
Bye!
Okay, so now that you know a lot about style photography and how it can help you to promote your Zazzle products, I'm going to show you how to make a couple examples of style photography that you can use and that are easy to make right now. So, as you know, we've spoken many times about a website called Pixabay, which you can find commercial-free photos on. So I have searched for flowers plus desktop in the search engine, and I've come up with this photo. And what you want to make sure, as always, whenever you're looking for commercial use photos that you want to use to promote your products or put on your blog, you want them to be free for commercial use, just in case, so that you don't have any problems with attribution or copyright infringement. So as you can see here over on the right hand side, it is under the Creative Commons license, and it also is free for commercial use, and you don't have to give any attribution. So this is obviously one of the best options that you can get, because you can take this photo, you can download it, you can use it without worrying about any problems that may occur. So I have already downloaded this photo, but as you can see, you can go onto Pixabay and find similar photos like this, or even use this one. So I have already imported this into my Photoshop program. I have also taken a screenshot of one of my save the dates. I thought it was appropriate to use a card in this example because, as you can see in the picture, there is an envelope and it looks very girly, as if it might be appropriate for a wedding product. So I've taken a screenshot of this card right here, and I have imported it into the Photoshop file, and I've also sized it correctly so that it's proportional to the other objects in the picture. For example, you don't want to have your card be much larger or much smaller than realistic items in the picture. And for example, this photo has an envelope already, so I sized the card somewhat to be the same size as the envelope. To make your screenshot look a little bit more realistic, as if it possibly would have been taken in the picture with the other objects, you want to add a drop shadow. So over here, what you can do is you select the layer, you can do Control and click for on a Mac, and you get these options here. So for anyone who does not know very much about Photoshop, all you want to do is go into your blending options, and in these categories here, you can click on drop shadow. So I've already done that. I have used a black drop shadow. My opacity is not that dark. You don't want to be too dark because then it looks overly done. And you don't want to be too light because it doesn't look realistic then. So I would leave it at around half, especially for this example, which is a card. I actually quite like it at 41. You can also play with the angle of the shadow, and as you can see in the photo, all of the angles are the shadows are coming up from the right hand side. So as if the light was coming from the left-hand side. So you can play around with the shadows to sort of be sort of realistic so that your card looks as if it is in the same lighting as what the other objects are. And I actually quite like this angle. And now you can play with the distance, which shows that, you know, the distance of the shadow goes and it comes forward. So you don't want it to go too far away because obviously that looks really odd. So what you want is a distance that's, you know, realistic to what the shadow is appearing as it is in the photo. I'm going to leave it at around 8. I think that looks good. I might play with the angle just a little bit more so that it goes up. Let's see, around there, perfect. And now, as you can see, when I open up the picture to make it look bigger, the picture and the card look somewhat realistic together. If you were to see this picture on Pinterest or Instagram, you would definitely like it or save it or share it because it looks professional and well done. So I'm also going to show you how you can use some mock-up pictures to style your Zazzle products. And I've come across this one that's actually very neat because it's a Photoshop file that actually has all the components already integrated in it, that all you have to do is just switch out these logos for your own products and it'll import them and put them into these cards accordingly. So you don't have to do any fancy Photoshop work, you just have to place your photos on the document. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now, but I also wanted to again remind you that you need to look for commercial use photos only because you do not want to get into any trouble with copyright infringement, especially when you're promoting your Zazzle products. So once again, make sure that it's copyright free and you can use it for commercial use. So I've already downloaded this image and I've put it into Photoshop. And I wanted to show you that this one's a little bit different from the other one that I just explained in terms of adding a screenshot directly on top of the photo. This one here actually has different components added into the Photoshop file. And if you're not too tech savvy, you might not understand what these are, but I'll explain to you right now that it's not that hard. So when you see these objects with this little icon in the right hand side, it means that it's a smart object. So what you're going to do is double click on this box here to open up another file to replace the image that's embedded onto these business cards here. So I'm going to show you right now how to do that. Double click and it says, you know, this file is going to open up, and as soon as you open up the file, edit it, you need to save it so that it changes the original file. So you're going to say okay, and this is going to pop up. And I don't know if you guys remember, but this is exactly what's placed right here. So you've got this thing called card open. And now what you want to do is import your picture or your screenshot or your information that you want to do. So I've decided to take a screenshot of a business card that my mom made on Monogram Gallery. So I'm going to grab it and drag it over here. I'm going to resize it so that it fits right into the box. And as soon as I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to close it. And it's going to ask me to save, and I want to say yes. So then now I go back to my original document, and as you can see, the business card is placed right where the mock-up was. So this is really awesome because you don't have to play around with angles, you don't have to resize your business card, you don't have to do anything because this template does it for you. So I'm going to show you how to replace another one. So I've grabbed a logo that I wanted to place in these slots right here. And you can use anything that you want, any picture, but I thought that it was appropriate to maybe show you how to do it with a logo. So now we've got a box, and if you want to see exactly which item these guys over here are on your Photoshop file, you just click on this little eye icon and it'll hide it. So now I'm going to click on this box, I'm going to click OK. And as you can see, again, this pops up. I'm going to go over to my logo, drag it and drop it into this object right here. I'm going to resize it to my liking. And don't worry, when you see this blank space here, it just means that it's going to be clear. So I'm not going to worry about that. I think that it'll look fine, especially because the object that I'm editing is technically already sort of like a beige white color. I've hidden the logo that was underneath it. Now I'm going to close this and I'm going to click save. I'm going to go back to my original file, and as you can see, it's popped in my logo right here. Okay, so I've just put in my logos into each of these 3 components now, and as you can see, it looks very professional. Obviously, I can play around with the envelope a little bit more, but since the background of this card stock here and the letterhead were white, my white logo looks quite professional and my business card looks awesome. So what you can also do, if you wanted to just feature the business card and the logo possibly, you can decide to make the Photoshop file much smaller and cut or crop just this area here and just feature this part of the image. Since it's a high quality image, you can definitely zoom in further and you don't have to worry about using the full picture for your Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook, whatever you want to use this as for your social media and style photography. You can play around with it. You can choose just this part here and feature that, or just feature the business card. You don't have to worry too much about using the entire picture. That also goes for the other picture that I showed you with the flowers and the desktop and my save the date card. If you don't like one aspect of it, you can definitely crop the picture and use whatever you want out of that. But I wanted to show you guys that this is super easy to do. There are many free examples online that you can download that are definitely for commercial use. As you can see, these 2 examples here, which I will definitely leave the links down below in the blog post and in this video. There are so many opportunities out there for you to use style photography to promote your Zazzle products in a professional looking way. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please leave comments down below if you have any questions, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and definitely check out the blog post that I will put the link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!